Cancer friends, welcome. It's Tuesday, Gemini Cancer Day. Using the Gilded Tarot Royale today for your first half of October heart spread. Also doing now on Tuesdays singles readings for Gemini and Cancers. This will pick up who's in your heart, who's on your mind. And it doesn't matter if you're with them or not. It's really hard going to pick up on that. The singles readings, if you're totally and completely single and have no one on your mind, and it's predictive read of the person that's coming in who's right for you, and has the advantage. Oh, I realized this took me a minute, and I didn't even really design it this way. It's always positive because it's only reading who's the right one for you. It's never reading who's the wrong one for you. And so, unlike this reading, it could go either way. This is going to read the energy between you and the one that's in your heart. Good, bad, or indifference. Tarot. It's tarot's. It's like an X-ray. Astrology too, in a way. It's like you can't really kind of help people with astrology. You can say, well, you need to do this, and that'll change the energy for you, make it better. But I mean, it's like an X-ray, so you can kind of see exactly where the issues are, and then a doctor can go in there and get to it. So here, I look at you and your person, first house, seventh house energy, and we're gonna start with your card now, Four of Pentacles. So this is where you're at in around relationships right now, in this first half of October period, we'll call it, and you're holding steady. I used to have a job as a dispatcher at a concrete company, and the drivers, they would say, holding tight. So I went by union seniority, and they're like, do you want to keep your drum warm and hold tight for a late load that might come up to finish? And they would say, yeah, hold tight. So it comes to mind, when I see this card, I'm always thinking of holding tight. And we would make a joke, you know, the ones that would hold tight were the hardest working. They're often the ones that had the largest families because, you know, they're trying to get some more money. And pentacles are money. And a love reading, though, is kind of like withholding energy. You could be kind of being careful about your energy, what you do with it. It's not the energy. It's not a great energy to come into this reading with, because you know, it's not the kind of energy that's going to really reach out to anyone. I mean, right off the bat, most definitely someone's going to have to come to you. Got the Eight of Wands on the bottom. It's overall energy. Could be at a distance, out of the chute. Now your person's coming in with the Three of Swords energy, one of the most infamous cards in tarot, or the most infamous. So what an odd couple. I mean, you're sort of shut down. You're not really open for business right now. I get that energy from you, Cancer, and you're whoever's on your mind. You know this because this is your energy. This is their energy. It's not yet about you guys. How I read it. So some other heartbreak is on their mind. Still, there's not closure with something, or they're in a relationship that's just ending, or one just ended, or a marriage, or even if it ended years ago, or maybe they're hanging on to it in such a way that then they would bring that energy into the relationship. And it's hard to see you. It's like in this energy here, it's like you kind of Cancer have to be dragged into the relationship. Wow. A hanging man. What did I say? Even with this person, now the hangman energy, I'm trying to think of how to say it, because I also relate your card, Four of Pentacles, to this card, because now I want to see how are you reacting to this person. How is this energy, which is the hanging man, different from the Four of Pentacles? And that'll show kind of how hard your reaction. If you were to leap from the Four of Pentacles and here get the Ace of Wands, I'd say, oh, they're really exciting you. But here, it's like it seems like you're underwhelmed by them. Can I put it like that? You're like, wah, wah, I'm kind of underwhelmed. And it could be literally telling them, you know, I really need a minute. But yet, on the other hand, Cancer, got to point out, this is the one you were thinking of. So you were the one thinking of them. But, you know, it looks like you're kind of like, you know, I'll think about it for a minute and get back to you, kind of energy. Now, Knight of Cups. This is how they're thinking to you. Immediately they like you. rushing in. Maybe emotionally, this is them saying real fast, I love you, you're my soulmate, really becoming emotionally aggressive, kind of. This could be even over text and stuff if they're at a distance. I think maybe part of the reason you being a Four of Pentacles is just, you're just solid right now. It's like you're sort of solid, and you're on the porch and you're just watching everybody else. They're full of shit for a minute. And it's like you're basically, I'm not going to do anything, really. I'm good. I'm just going to sit here and watch the world. And, what you're kind of doing to them, you're sort of sitting there watching their foolishness, and you're kind of not participating. And that's why I think you see, too, he's heading back towards his Three of Swords. It's like he comes towards you, and then you're like, and it's like, it's kind of back, so that's strange energy for a heart spirit, guys. Now, this is the advice from Spirit. You've got the Fool under the Hangman. That's just simply go for it. This is your advice for you towards this person in the relationship. This is their advice towards you in the relationship. Five of Swords. An advice from Spirit, this is here's the thing, like, this is advice for Spirit towards you. And Spirit's not going to tell them really to just have a huge argument with you. So really, this advice for them is they have to deal with this, and it's going to take a huge argument. Maybe the reason they're still dragging this into the relationship, and they would be dragging this into any relationship, is because they're not, doing what's necessary to formally end the relationship. Maybe they're still married. Maybe things are left in the air. Maybe they just don't want to deal, because this is really vicious, can be vicious fighting and arguing, and they're just sort of like, I don't want to deal with it, and Spirit's kind of telling them with advice here towards you is like, your person here, Cancer, has to deal with that stuff, obviously, if they're going to have a relationship with you. And that's very well why likely you're in the Hanging Man energy to start with. You're like, not my monkey, not my circus, not my monkeys. I'm just going to sit back here and let you deal with that. It's your side of the street. But Spirit's telling you, man, drop a dime. God, man, that's interesting. It's like I almost get the feeling like Spirit's kind of like, it's a little bit like playing with you, like, come on, man. Like that friend's like, come on, what the hell, do it. I'm not going to do it. I think you should do it. Come on, do it. A little bit like that. And this is the advice for the relationship as a whole. And again, Spirit's not going to advise you to be overwhelmed with too much to do. But I think what this is saying, much like the Five of Swords is advising their Three of Swords energy as they're coming in, this is advising you more. This is going towards you here, Cancer. Just to let down all these burdens. Maybe this Four of Pentacles, maybe you're not that bad off, maybe you're the Cancer. When you get hurt, the Cancer moon, you go back into the shell and you stay there for a while. And that's damn well Four of Pentacles. But, you might actually be fine and, have enough and all of that. And you're just let go of all these things you put on yourself, some kind of restrictions or reprimands or burdens and stuff. And I don't know whether this relationship's going to work yet. I'm going to really need the outcome here, Spirit. But obviously there's something to learn here. There always is, because you're getting the Fool's advice towards them. It's really to open up too. And I think with the Fool to the Five of Swords, it's to hear them out, because I think this person, it could be laboring energy or something, but they have trouble like asserting themselves and expressing their true needs. And, they give too much. They don't want to rock the boat. And so, you being the Fool is being extra open and receptive to whatever they say, not reacting. When they say, like, I had a 3-hour conversation last night with my ex on the phone, you're like, wow, was that okay? How'd that go? Was it cool? I mean, talk to me. Not like, you had a, and sort of just kind of letting down defenses, opening up, because it might not be that easy for them to open up with anyone, really. How come? King of Cups, I like it. I see it, man. It's complicated. But you get there with the King of Cups relationship. Well, thank God there's cups too, besides this knight going back the other way. They turn it around and you open up with the Hanging Man. And you end up with this King of Cups relationship, which is a very solid, strong, mature relationship that is based upon emotional openness and availability, intelligence, awareness. And so I think that they do, maybe because you took my advice, they do really open up to you about, their triggers, They're going to have triggers and stuff, but they don't like to talk about this. But as the Fool energy, Cancer, that all of that's not even about you. When someone reacts to us like that, I mean, obviously it ain't about us. They don't even know us yet. They see me here in Virgo rising. I look nothing like the way I am. And, they make this decision. And so, they're projecting, right? They at least got to get to know you a little bit. So, you're able to stand back and look at it in this very mature way and accepting and open way. And I think that's what leads them to open up and then you to open up. And you have a very strong emotional connection. And, King of Cups could be Cancer. So, again, I think this relationship that kind of really goes your way overall. In the end, you end up in a relationship that feels very comfortable to you. It's kind of your kind of relationship. That means they're into it too. I mean, they were coming at you with the Knight of Cups. They wanted to be open and vulnerable and emotional. And now, finally, they do. So, thank you guys. Like, thumbs up, tell a friend to tell a friend. Please do subscribe. Thank you guys.